From ESPN.com. They did a section with players and coaches with the most riding on the 2023 season. One of the guys they have on there, Kevin Stefanski. They say after a full season, the hope is that Stefanski and Watson will be on the same page 2023. If they aren't, well, one of those parties has a fully guaranteed contract for $230 million. No Browns coach has survived 3 consecutive losing seasons since Bill Belichick in the early 1990s. Also, want to mention Baker Mayfield is on this list, saying Tampa Bay is likely the, quote, last chance saloon for Baker. Baker's not our concern, G. Bush. Kevin Stefanski, you got to win in the NFL, so I get it. If they find a way to win 10 games and don't make the playoffs, it's different than if they win 7 or 8 games and don't make the playoffs.
Yeah. Here's the only way I think the Browns can have a bad season or a sub 500 season is, and Kevin Stefanski keep his job, is if Deshaun Watson, God forbid, gets hurt sometime in the first couple games, or he comes out in the first few games and he's throwing for 300 a game, look really good. The Browns are winning, and all of a sudden he gets injured for the whole year. I think that they would consider bringing him back because it looked like it possibly could turn around. But if they don't jump off the gates and he's not hurt and they just basically play bad, Kevin Stefanski is out of here. I mean, that's just what it is. It was always, and I've always kept this timeline. I've always kept it since the Browns came, I think want to go back to 2018, 2019, since they tore it all the way down to the stubs. Go back and watch the progression. The first progression was they hired Freddie Kitchens, right? They hired Freddie. Guess what? He got fired. He was the first one to go. Then you got everybody else in here. Everything was going well. Then it was Jarvis and Odell. They were the second to go. So you get rid of receivers before your quarterbacks because the quarterback is more important. Baker was the last man standing at that point. Then Baker had his situation with the torn labrum. He was throwing guys under the bus. He was a locker room problem. He had everything split. His wife was saying stuff on the media. Then he was the next thing gone after they got Deshaun Watson. Now the only 2 parties left are Andrew Berry, or Deep Podesta, but he's like Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget. No one sees him. He's just a shifty, shadowy character petting a cat somewhere. I don't know what he's doing and what his job is. Still, somebody can find it. But you got Andrew Berry and Stefanski. Stefanski is the next guy up. You've gotten your coach. You got your quarterback that you wanted. Now it's time to get things hitting on all cylinders. And I'm going to tell you what. The reason why they're in West Virginia isn't team-building exercises. People say that all they want. What they're doing is they're telling their guys they're trying to build a sense of urgency. And sometimes you got to get somebody's attention before they even go out on the field. They are in West Virginia to understand the gravity of what this season means for a lot of careers. Guys we love, Stefanski, whether he's going to be back, Barry, Deep Podesta, and then your players, Myles Garrett, Nick Chubb, some of your favorites, Joe Bitonio, Teller will probably be gone. If they don't get it done, understand the consequences out there in Cleveland Browns land. Because at the end of the day, we don't want to go back to 1-15 and 1-16, but it's going to be a rebuild if they don't make the playoffs this year, which is the hardest thing for me to say.